Now that it's been about a week since we moved into our house, let's just say that a fair amount of progress has been made. However, the one project I've been most excited about is definitely going to be setting up my studio space. Basically, we've dedicated our entire second floor to not only be our working office, but also set up one of the rooms as a studio. Now, as you guys can see behind me, I've actually purchased one of these very large tool chests. These actually are a perfect size, especially if you have a lot of different gear laying around, like various cables, lighting, lenses, all of that is able to fit perfectly within the storage unit. And then right above that is actually a pegboard that we got from IKEA, where I'm able to hang the equipment that I'm going to need to get to the most. And right over here, my friend Chae is currently doing some measurements. Today's project will basically be installing this very large wooden shelf up against the wall. That way, when it's connected to the tool chest, it's going to look like a perfect L. It should be a very exciting project. Basically, my vision is to have this not only as a coffee bar where we're going to be able to whip up a couple different drinks, but also just make it another workstation where any guests that come over, they can plug in their laptop, get straight to work. But it really just allows us to open up and maximize this entire space. So let's get a little building. Also, I picked up a stud finder and beep, 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 beep.
Oh wow.
I saw that one coming. So right now what we're gonna do is go ahead and get our pegboard installed. On IKEA, they actually have a bunch of different hooks and accessories that really make it great for storing random things that you're gonna need to grab. And having it right above my tool chest is really gonna make it the most easily accessible option. That way I know exactly where everything is and I can get to creating faster. So let's go ahead and get these pegboards up. For now, the diploma's gonna have to find a new home. All right, our pegboard is now installed so we can hang up all of our accessories. This looks great. Perfect. All right, now that we've got our brackets mounted, all you gotta do is screw the tabletop on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our floating shelf has been mounted. This is actually gonna be the perfect spot for any of our guests to come and work. We're also thinking about installing a coffee bar up here so that we have an espresso machine, coffee mugs, everything we need to get our coffee up and running in the morning can be right in the corner. And above these, we're gonna mount some more shelves where we can put things like hanging plants, and it's all coming together perfectly. And then lastly, I've actually just Velcroed some lights right under the desk. That way we're getting some really nice ambiance and glow coming from under the desk. And like I said, this is really just gonna be a great portable workstation so that anyone that has their laptop can just sit here, work, grab a coffee, and just relax, as well as face the entire office and still talk to us. So this is getting pretty exciting. Yeah, I might have miscalculated just how big I thought this plant was because this is massive. All right, now since you guys have last seen this space, we basically left it where we have our L shape set up. And then as you guys just saw, I picked up the first plant that we want to put in the studio. I actually got it from IKEA and they had a sale going for $35 for this big ass plant, which is honestly a lot bigger than I expected. And it's probably not going to be able to fit up here, but will definitely be a great piece for the living room. However, I did get a couple of Amazon packages that I figured out of a box because they're all pieces of gear for my studio. All right, so first up is going to be this set of caster wheels. As you guys know, I have my main key light right here, but now that I'm going to be stationary in one place, being able to put wheels on my light will just allow me to move it to any space I need. So this is definitely going to come in handy on the bottom of my light stand, so that way I'm able to move it to any shooting environment that we're going to. All right, next up I talked about when I picked up the tool chest. So it's basically two foam inserts that I'm gonna be able to put in two of the chest drawers. And then as you guys can see, they're basically already pre-cut. So that way I'm gonna be able to perfectly align all my lenses and camera bodies so that it fits nicely into these foam pads. But this is definitely essential to keep all the gear safe. Next up, this doesn't really pertain to the studio, but we need to get like a towel rack for the bathroom. So it came in this nice matte black set. Also, this is gonna be mounted onto the pegboard, but this just allows me to hold all my camera batteries. And so now I can basically just plug them in right here. So now I can easily grab and charge all my batteries all from one station. And it's also got this nice power switch, so anytime I'm leaving out of town, I can always save electricity and turn it off. And then save the biggest package for last. All right, so like I said, now that I basically have a permanent studio space, I definitely wanted to make some investments in the equipment that I know I'm gonna be using every single day. And obviously something I'm gonna be using in every single one of my videos is gonna be a tripod, but not just any tripod. And I finally upgraded to an actual video tripod. And there are a couple of differences between this and just any regular photo tripod. One of the biggest things as a filmmaker is you wanna be able to easily adjust your camera level. So in addition to a much sturdier frame, which allows me to hold my bigger cinema cameras, I can basically just lock and unlock the legs. That way I'm able to get to any length I need. So basically all you gotta do is like that. Lock it back into place like that. And additionally, something else I was really looking forward to in this package was definitely getting another pair of tripod wheels. Like I said, it's the same situation with my light where I literally just want to be able to roll around all my cameras. And the really great thing about this is that it literally just collapses into one foldable base, and then you can unlock the legs as such. So the tripod has fully been set up. Now I've put the wheels on it, and it's basically just like a dolly, which is going to be great for me to be more portable with my shots. And then this also comes with the fluid head, which you're able to lock right here, as well as this telescoping arm, which is great, especially if you're in any tight corners. So this tripod head head is actually going to be used on another set of legs, but over the last summer I actually invested in this Manfrotto fluid head, and if you guys know, Manfrotto is obviously top tier when it comes to tripod equipment. So basically all I'm going to do is just swap out these fluid heads right here. And we now have pretty much a full dolly setup. I'm actually really excited about this because I've never had a proper video setup for my tripod, but now I'm gonna be able to mount things like my Sony cameras as well as my Komodo. And if you're just getting into videography, you might not really understand why Manfrotto charges such a high price for their tripod items. But the thing is, with Manfrotto, you're able to adjust basically every part of the tripod, including the resistance which it turns, so you can make it tighter or looser. And then in order to get those super smooth panning shots, you have to have a little bit of drag. And this knob right here actually allows you to adjust how sensitive it is. Alright, basically just to give you guys more of a rundown, I've got the Manfrotto tripod head on top of the video tripod legs, which is then attached to the video dolly. But if you guys are looking to upgrade your video tripod, I will have links in the description to all the products I picked up. And then later tomorrow, we should be able to get the rest of the shelves hung up. And then for now, the office space will be completely done.
And it's enormous. And this one hasn't even opened. These are new leaves. Did you know that?
Yes.
So it's going to be bigger than this. Why'd you get... And it's
it was on
broken.
sale.
Did you do this?
Yeah, I did. I was transporting.
Alright, so IKEA also has these hooks which you can attach to the pegboard, and as you guys can see, it's pretty much the perfect size to hold my tripod. So hanging up a couple more of these for my light stands and other gear that I need to readily grab is going to make my life so much easier because it's right above all the other gear I'm going to need. Now, if you guys watched the previous video, I actually picked up this really nice tool chest, which has been perfect for me to store all my gear. But to be honest, the best part is that this is also on wheels, so that way I'm able to easily roll it around to any other space I need. And it also has this really nice wooden desktop, which not only allows me to set up all the gear that I need to shoot, but also is going to be great if I ever need to do any overhead shots. And once again, the fact that it's so easily movable just allows me to make this into a really modular space. Alright, so right now we've got the right pegboard pretty much fully set up. You guys saw that I installed the peg hook so that I'm able to grab my tripods. And we kept this at an arm level, that way it's easy to grab. It's not going to be hanging and look messy above any of the other gear. Right here, we've also got these really nice containers that have these lids. You can basically just slide them in and out. So if I need to put like dead batteries, boom, boom. Obviously, I have a couple of headphones, so making sure that they're easily accessible right here, or my daily planner. And then things like my mini tripods whenever I'm vlogging are always going to be useful. So having the gear that I use the most as close by as possible has already made my entire workflow so much smoother. However, on my left pegboard, this is going to be more of a charging station. As you guys can see, I've got my DJI gimbals for my camera and my phone right there. And then once I get this Velcroed on, I'll be able to have all my batteries instantly charging, which is just going to save me so much time. All right, now that we have our battery wall set up, I'm just going to go ahead and get everything plugged in. First up is going to be the Leica. Alright guys, all the batteries are fully up and charging, and you guys have no idea how excited it makes me that I'm going to be able to just grab any battery that I need knowing it's fully charged. And having this on the pegboard is just going to be such a game changer. But guys, I think we've made some pretty good progress here in the studio. Right now I'm just going to get everything tidied up, but overall it's looking pretty fantastic. But stay tuned because we've definitely got a lot more coming.
Wow.